If you've never seen graphing before, shame on your middle school teachers. Deep, intense shame on them and their grandchildren. All the way down. Here we go. So, the basics of graphs. If you've never seen this before, this is not difficult. Brielle, if you'd like to sit back with Caitlin and Emma, you're welcome to do that. So, the basics of graphs. Graphs. This thing, Emma, is called a coordinate plane. In math, when we talk about planes, we're not talking about things that fly through the sky. We're talking about two-dimensional surfaces, Jackson. Get to this page. We're starting another unit today. We talk about two-dimensional surfaces. So this two-dimensional surface, Rabin, eyes up front, please, is formed from these two lines. These two lines are called axes. Each one is itself called an axis. One of them is the x-axis, one of them is the y. The x is the horizontal line. A horizontal goes like this. The first one. Flip to the front. No, I think you just have it backwards. So we're going to label that guy down here x. Y-axis is the vertical, looks like this. And this xy coordinate plane has a name. Does anyone know what the name of that thing is called? It's on the tip here. It starts with a C. And it's named after a dude, a Frenchman. It's named after a Frenchman. No, it's not Chad. Okay. This thing, only one student on my other block knew. No, just stop guessing. Okay, so this is called the Cartesian plane. Yes, it is. I defined, who said that? I just defined what a plane was for you in math. I said a plane is a two-dimensional surface. This is a two-dimensional surface created by this x and y axis here. And we can locate ourselves on this two-dimensional surface by using coordinates. This is called the Cartesian plane. It's related to something else with the same root. Yes, cart. Okay, what is the science? Does anyone know the science that starts with cart? No, it's not cart. This is Cartesian because it's based on this cart. Hands up, we got any Halo 1 players in here? Halo 1? I can't remember if it's the second or third level. It was the one that came out with the demo. It's called the Silent, and you're looking for something on an island. What's the level called? It's the best level in the game. It's called the Silent Cartographer. And this is based on cartography. Yes, I am. Does anyone know what cartography is? Okay, guys, dial in here with me. Cartography is the science of, does anyone know? Nobody? Map making or mapping. And mapping is wildly important. So this science and the Cartesian plane that came with it came back when there were no maps of the world. And people were exploring. People needed to figure out ways to communicate with other people. This is where I've been. This is what is there. Let's put your maps together with my maps so we can start to plot everything. And there was a guy who is the father of a lot of this stuff. His first name was Rene. No, that was Jacques. This is Rene Descartes. I think there's an S on the end here. He was a philosopher, he was a map maker, he was a mathematician, and so he put together these disciplines and gave us this grid system. Wildly useful. Now, the y-axis, this vertical line, and this x-axis, the horizontal line, cross over at a point, this point right here. It has a name. Does anyone, starts with an O. Where do things begin? That starts with an O. They begin at the origin.
Original.
No, the original is the first. The origin is the beginning. So yeah, those roots are the same. Well, you know what? That was a connection that actually worked this time, Raven. Well done. So when we're labeling points on the grid, everything is relative to this starting point here. This starting point here has the coordinate 0, 0. It is the beginning.
Numbers.
Yes. We're bringing, there's going to be letters. There's going to be Y's, X's, M's, and B's in this unit. But 0, 0 is where we're starting. So from the origin, if you move left or down, just like, yes, left and down are both negative. And right and up are both positive. These are positive. Left and down are negative. This is similar to the number lines you guys have seen in the past. These graphs, I'm just going to keep going while I talk over you guys. These graphs have 4 regions. Because when you take 2 lines and stack them on top of each other, you get 4 distinct corners. Because there's 4 of them, we call them quadrants. Because quad means 4, Dilkaran. Quadrants. The clock is working for those of you who don't know what time it is. Yeah, and I'm going to use this time, and you're going to have homework. So, quadrant 1 starts in the top right corner. In this quadrant, X's and Y's are both what?
Positive.
Both positive. And so when we label their coordinates, remember coordinates? Well, perhaps you don't remember if you didn't see this in middle school. But when we label coordinates, the X always comes first, then the Y. So these guys are both positive. It's always X, then Y. It's alphabetical. In quadrant 2, race has nothing to do with it. Just stop talking and let me finish this, because I am going to do this before you leave today. So in quadrant 2, Y's are
minus.
we're still on the, thank you, Emma. We're still on the top side, and X's are, so then we're going to have X's are negative, Y's are positive. We go around counterclockwise down here to quadrant 3. Down here, what can we say about the X's and the Y's?
Negative.
They're both negative. Negative, negative. And this bottom quadrant down here is quadrant 4. In quadrant 4, what can you tell me about X's and Y's? X's go to the right, but Y's go down. So X's are, and Y's are, cool. When you're ready, flip the page. And those are quadrants, 1, 2, 3, 4. Flip the page. I don't have an abundance of time. I have 6 minutes, and I'm going to use them all. Okay, so ordered pairs. Ordered pairs have 2 numbers that are separated by a comma inside the brackets. I've written it down a bunch of times. I'm going to write it down again. X, then Y. In this unit, we are going to be looking at linear relationships. Some of them are going to be graphing. Some of them are going to be on a table. Some of them are going to be in an equation. And all of these ordered pairs relate values. There's going to be a relationship between X's and Y's. They're going to be connected mathematically somehow. That's what this unit's all about. And so these numbers, they're not separate from each other. They are connected. Lots of this chapter is going to be your job to figure out how. Japney, your hair looks great. We're doing this. Raven, nobody asked you. We're doing this. In graphing, ordered pairs indicate the location of a point. Again, what comes first? Then, thank you. So the first number is the x-axis. It's how you move left and right. The second number is the y-axis. It's how you move up and down. So we can look at locations on the grid and we can label their locations. Point A. To get to point A, yes, who said that? -4 is the X and -3 in the Y. So that's going to be, point A is -4, -3. Thank you, Liam. What quadrant is point A in? It's in quadrant 3. Very good. Point B. What are the coordinates of point B? 1, 1 in quadrant. Fantastic. Point C is where? It's 6, -7, and someone else said quadrant. Bottom right is quadrant 4. They get labeled counterclockwise. And point D is where? -8 and 8. And that is quadrant. Fantastic. So, no, you may not go. What I want you to do, you have homework today. And honestly, in the 3 minutes you have left, you could get it done. It's that easy. Okay, apparently not. This page and the next page. What happened to our 3 minutes? Bell's supposed to go at 2:22. Okay, page 3 and 4 is your homework. You're graphing things on your market segment. Have a great day. Anyone who borrowed a utensil from me, please return it. If you have a calculator, I want it back too. Well, good throw. Ruben, do I have my pencil back? Can I have my pencil back? Someone just threw there's a, guys, Dilkaran, Jason, one of you guys just dropped a card underneath the table. It's Ruben? Okay, never mind. Thank you. Okay, well, you gotta make sure you deal with that. Okay, there you go.